everybody. So this is my week 5 review. I am 6 weeks and 1 day today. So just some things for week 5 that I noticed. One was, I mentioned last time, was the really small appetite and only wanting really healthy food. That has definitely continued. If anything, my appetite has gotten smaller. I've noticed breast tenderness. It wasn't like I described last time, because that was one day of like severe pain. But just general achiness around my armpits and just on my chest, just underneath. And then also nipple tenderness and hardness and much bigger. So I take all of that as super exciting, because I struggled so much with breastfeeding last time, and any change, anything happening in that area is super exciting to me and just encourages me that this time is going to be different. So that's exciting. This week I have been so tired, super tired. But then also with that, kind of like the insomnia, I'm really tired, but it takes me a really long time to fall asleep, and then I wake up during the middle of the night, and then I can't fall back asleep, and so just, I'm super tired. You would think I would sleep through the night, but I wake up and then can't fall asleep, so there's so much time during the night where I'm actually awake, which is not refreshing. And then I would say the last thing is pain in my upper stomach, torso area. I would say 4 or 5 inches below where my bra is. And it just feels super tight and hard. And the only way I can describe it is it just feels that everything's being pushed up in there. It doesn't hurt low down, it only hurts up there. And I feel that's really early for something like that, but it happens almost every day in the evening. And yeah, so that's weird. And then the exciting thing for this week is that I had my first midwife appointment on Monday, and it was just a consultation. So I have really looked into the midwives for over a year now, or just about a year now. And I was really uncertain before. I'm like, that's a little too crunchy for me, totally not into the home birth type thing for myself, just because I don't know, I'm a what if person. And so I was like, what if that, what if this? And so I've just been looking into it for a year and talking to tons of friends who've used them and hearing other people's stories and just really researching things for myself. And, but my husband obviously has only heard what I've been telling him, and he was far more leery about this. He's like, I just don't understand why we don't go to an OB like we did last time and have a baby in a hospital like everybody does. So he was far more slow to jump on this bandwagon with me. And so this was kind of the make or break moment for the whole midwives, because if he went there and didn't get the same, I don't know, positivity that I feel about it all, then I would have to reevaluate. He would do it just for me, but I wanted him to feel that kind of inner peace that I had about it. And so this was kind of the test for that, and he totally did, and I was so excited. We were there for well over an hour and asking tons of questions. He asked tons of questions, was super engaged, and in the end I was like, what do you think? And he's like, well, I believe that's the best thing for you and the baby. And he's like, I feel really good about it, I have a peace about it. And I was floored. I was so excited because as I've been kind of going on this journey, he's been far more resistant. Obviously, I've been the one researching it, and he just hears what I'm saying. So I was so excited that he's fully on board and that this decision finally is made, because as I said, I've been thinking about it for over a year, and I listened to my 6-week video, my 6-week vlog that I made for Caroline's pregnancy. And that was the week where I was thinking about going to do the natural way or do the hospital way. That's a bad analogy, but there was a more natural hospital where I used to live, and where there's water births available, and where it was more kind of midwifey way. And that was the week where I was like, I have to decide what I'm gonna do. And so that's been kind of my journey for several years, and Caroline's turning 3 in a couple months. So I've been kind of on this for a while of wanting the more natural. And anyway, I'm so glad the decision was finally made. When I called them and I told them like our final decision was to go with them, it was such a relief because it was something I've been thinking about forever. About, am I going to do this or not do this, or how much am I going to do this, or I do it a little bit, or anyway. So I am so excited. So we're going with the midwives. We're having a home birth, and I'm excited. So it's going to be great. It's going to be really different from my last experience, but I'm so thrilled about it. So some of the things we talked about was, first off, my due date. I don't know if you watched my TTC video, you would see that I wasn't ovulating and my periods were not regular whatsoever, and so I really have no idea when we got pregnant because I don't have any of those like telltale indicators. So based off of me telling them that I spotted on Christmas Eve, and which I believe was implantation bleeding just because it was a little teeny bit, and then just different things that I told them, they believe that I am most likely 7 or 7.5 weeks. So that's a week to a week and a half different. Well, you know, what did they say? They said 6.5, and that was a couple days ago. So a week, half a week or a week more. So I'm just going to keep it the way that I've been doing it so far, because if it's like that little, then I don't really care, and I'd much rather feel that, oh, I went into labor when I was 39 weeks as opposed to going into labor when I was 41 weeks. I don't know, for me that's such a mental thing. So I'm just going to keep going the way that I'm going. I am going to do one ultrasound, and that's going to be at 20 weeks to find out the gender, and then they'll be able to give me a more, you know, a smaller window update, but I'm fine with that broader window. So we talked about breastfeeding last time and birth last time and just general concerns. I mean, we didn't do the whole like history or anything like that, but my husband brought up, you know, the breastfeeding just as my concerns this time, and what would they do differently, and what would they do to help in that area. And so they actually got me on several supplements, 4 of them that I ordered and 1 of them I already had, to, you know, help with things, promote healthy things and everything like that. So I got magnesium, I got something called SAM-E, I got iodine, and wild yam, which is progesterone. I'm missing one. I can't remember the other one. So anyway, like all of those are to help with one's a thyroid thing, one's a just to help with breast tissue and ducts and everything like that, to promote and encourage anything, you know, during the pregnancy to help afterwards. And then they also suggested I go to a certain guy who, he's like a chiropractor. I don't know if he's licensed as a chiropractor, but he does like body work. Because of my difficult delivery with Caroline, because she came out ear first, she suggested that later on the pregnancy I see this doctor just to make sure that Caroline didn't get in that really weird position because my pelvis or something was aligned that way, just to make sure that she, you know, this next baby has a smooth slide on out. So where Caroline did not. Yeah, and that's what, you know, I love so much about them. They're so like preventative and about, you know, like encouraging things early on, which I think is awesome because an OB doesn't do that. Like I remember talking to my OB the first time around and just sharing concern that like my breasts never hurt. They never hurt when I got a period. The whole pregnancy, they didn't change size. I had no tenderness. I had no pain, nothing, and nothing changed in the area whatsoever. And I remember talking to my OB and he's like, oh, no, don't worry about it. It's fine, you know. So I don't know. So I really like that they're so proactive about things, and that is like all me. I am kind of like a research person. If there's anything I can do now to prevent further issues or prevent anything from popping up, I would love to do that, you know. So so yeah, that was it. So that was just so fun. We talked about so many different things. As I said, I was there over an hour. But my first real prenatal visit is January 20th, which is a Tuesday. So that's 2 Tuesdays from yesterday. So I'm so excited to do that. That's more history and stuff like that. I should be about 8 to 9 weeks by then. So yeah, so that is it for this week. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.